new developments on crucial DNA evidence in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance case.
And Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum joins us live now from the Pima County Sheriff's Department with what the sheriff had to say in a one-on-one interview. Justin.
And Mark, Christina, the sheriff has a message for the suspect or suspects that you will hear in a moment. But what stood out in our conversation is what is next with the DNA evidence found at the home of Nancy Guthrie that is still under analysis and under testing. Meanwhile, Nanos tells me that the DNA profile found on that glove that did not get a hit through the CODIS system, the national database, well, that could go through another route, the investigative genealogy route, to see what that will show up as in this case. Now, that was found 2 miles away from the crime scene. Remember, we've been waiting for that profile of an unknown male to enter the CODIS system to determine if there was a match. The FBI received the preliminary results over the weekend, but this was the next step in the case. It was entered sometime between late last night and this morning after going through quality control at a private lab in Florida, but no hit was made. Investigators believe the glove had a similar appearance to ones worn by the suspect captured on Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera the night she disappeared. Meanwhile, there's still a focus on Nancy's pacemaker, which disconnected from her phone on February 1st. Investigators are working with the manufacturer and other experts to help search efforts out in the field. Time is ticking, and we know Nancy relies on daily medication for a heart condition. Here we are in week 3 of the search. At what point does it stop being a rescue and become a recovery mission? And can you finish off by addressing the camera and giving your message to the person or persons responsible for Nancy's abduction?
Your question really is on, again, the sheriff's belief from day one that Nancy's still here. You have no proof, nobody does, that she's not, that she's deceased. They ask me, do I have proof of life? I ask them, is there proof of death? I'm going to have that faith. And sometimes that faith, that hope, is all we have. My team, 400 people out there in the field today, woke up this morning and went out there with the hope and the belief that they're going to find Nancy and she's going to be okay. That family has that hope and belief. I'm not crushing that. We're going to continue working this case every minute of every day, and we will find her, and we will find you. The individual doing this, let her go. Just let her go. It will work out better for you in the long run. Trust me. Just let her go. Take her to a park. Take her to a hospital. Just let her go.
And also important to note that the DNA evidence at the home that we've been discussing, that evidence does not match the DNA profile from that glove found 2 miles away from the crime scene. And that DNA evidence also did not register any hits in CODIS. Mark, Christina?
Justin, what did the sheriff have to say about potentially a timeline for that genealogy to come back and maybe match with somebody out there? Did he mention that as far as what that timeline might be with that lab in Florida?
No, that's hard to say. It is very labor intensive, but this is something that we foresaw, and that process could already have been initiated because, you know, there was no promise or assumption that there would be a match with the CODIS route. So this is something that we've been expecting to hear about more, and that was confirmed today. It's also something to mention that since this investigation began, since the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, there have been nearly 50,000 calls, tips from the community, from the public, and that was released today as well. And I talked to the sheriff about that, how important these tips are, and he says bring them on. And some are ranging from level 1 leads to level 4. Obviously, level 1 would be something very legitimate that leads to something like search warrants executed, and we've seen that in the past week or so. So that's what's going on right now between PCSD and the FBI at this moment.
Yeah, Justin, you've covered, several high-profile cases. This one just seems different, the way it's being handled, in that the sheriff is, giving these one-on-one interviews every day, it seems like, with different outlets, but not holding any news conferences, not divulging information on a larger scale in that way. It just seems different.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the last news conference we had was, I believe, February 5th. So it's been some time, and you compare the information we had back then a little more than a week ago compared to today. It's been a slow drip of information, but these updates, even with little nuggets of information, have been coming out almost daily. I think with the press conference forum and that sort of format, the sheriff said that, you know, there wasn't too much they could give at the time, and things sort of got out of control. And we've heard different pieces of information said different ways and walked back, and misinformation throughout social media. So he decided to give some one-on-ones today, and we were able to talk to him for almost 15 minutes. So we'll continue to stay on top of this, and to watch that interview, it's on our YouTube channel and fox10phoenix.com as well.
Sounds good. Justin, thank you. And you can stay on top of the very latest in this case. The search for Nancy Guthrie continues. We have a special section for this on our website, fox10phoenix.com/Guthrie. You can also get the latest by downloading the Fox Local app.